Swallowed star. Universe Level 9, the short man Pa Tuo looked at the black-horned youth ahead of him, immediately smiling coldly. "Punk, it's just your bad luck that you met me." Pa Tuo. He was one of the 6 from the 1000-star sect, one of the official 6 that Pu picked, amongst which 3 of them were sector lords and the other 3 were domain lords level 9. He even gave them those items, the 3 E9 grade laser guns for the domain lords. Obviously, Pu's hopes were on the 3 domain lords, and Pa Tuo was one of those 3. These past few days, he had been very careful. His only worry was entering a dangerous spot and being hypnotized. Simultaneously. Even sector lords who meet me would die. The feeling of having this laser sure is thrilling. It's a pity that I can only use it for a short time. When I leave Demon Note Mountain I would have to return it to the god. Pa Tuo couldn't bear to. He was very clear about the value of the laser gun. Even if he sold his entire fortune, he wouldn't even get 1/100th of it. Pa Tuo laughed coldly at the black-horned youth ahead. "Punk, if you want to blame anybody, blame the god." So. He became a beam of lightning and rushed at Luo Feng, ready to begin his 762nd kill in Demon Note Mountain. Luo Feng, who was walking along the cold ancient cave, saw the distant short man. Domain Lord level 9. No threat. He's actually rushing over. If you had any warrior honor and didn't try to bully a universe level 9, I wouldn't even try to kill you. However now, don't blame me. Luo Feng's mental state was just as before. He never placed a domain lord level 9 as a threat. After all, the cloud contact vine was already domain lord level 9. Rumble. Luo Feng stomped on the ground and the condensed ice layer split with cracks. He rushed towards the short man. Clang. He brandished his blade. A universe level 9 punk actually making a move against me. Pa Tuo's eyes flashed with coldness. His body engulfed in lightning, he wielded an arc blade, instantly reaching before Luo Feng, and the blade became a demonic blood and green-colored moonlight. Hua! The light flashed at Luo Feng's head. Good blade work. Luo Feng smiled. His body floated and he actually got 2 to 3 close to Pa Tuo. The blade flashed gorgeously. Illusionary 7 blades, Dutchman's pipe. Dang! How can that be? Pa Tuo's thoughts immediately erupted within. He's only a universe level 9, how can his blade be so strong? Domain level 9 and universe level 9. The difference was an entire level. Quantity-wise, it would be about 1,000 times in difference. In theory, just a single attack should have destroyed him. There's definitely no such sick person within 9-star ocean. Don't tell me he's a person with background from the virtual universe company. Pa Tuo's mind was filled with thoughts. From what he knew, only an assisting life form would be able to help a universe level 9 explode with such power. Assisting metal life form, plant life form, energy life form, etc., these could be equipped. The moment they were equipped, it allowed the user to unleash extraordinary power. Don't tell me he's the target of the god, the reason behind his strength is because of the cloud contact vine. Pa Tuo suppressed his glee within. Even if it wasn't because of the cloud contact vine, he definitely has some assisting life form. Within Demon Note Mountain, there are extremely few people with such background. The chances of him being the target is extremely high. Kill. I'll use the laser to kill him. The first thing to do was to create some distance. Hurry and create distance. Dang. 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 The moment Luo Feng drew close, with the movement of the Dutchman's pipe, he became extremely terrifying. The close flashes of the blade were indeed heavy. Pa Tuo wanted to dodge and flee, but Luo Feng's blade was simply too terrifying. Hence, he couldn't afford to be distracted. In the blink of an eye, the both of them had already exchanged 10 clashes. Chi! Both of them were separated. As Pa Tuo retreated, he let out a sigh of relief. "I've finally found a chance to flee. This punk's blade work is like a madman, slashing at super close distance, it's just madness." Luo Feng, however, was shocked within. The cloud contact vine is after all an assisting life form, adding to my strength when I equip it. However, the strength is after all not mine. When I use it, it's obvious that I cannot use it perfectly. Even my blade work cannot reach the pinnacle effect, otherwise when he fled earlier he would at least be injured. A thought simply flashed through his mind. "You wish to flee?" Luo Feng roared as he rushed forward, "Dream on." Pa Tuo became a beam of light swiftly creating distance, smiling manically at Luo Feng. "Humph. Die." Luo Feng couldn't be bothered to chase. "Huh, it's indeed you." While fleeing, Pa Tuo let out a mad laugh. As the 18 thick vines madly rushed over, he brandished an automaton device. It was a pure silver-white item. From a glance, it was like a small cannon. The barrel had reached a startling 1 m. Its length was 3 m, and on it was an energy channel, along with a handle, a little thing that could be operated with one hand. This automaton weapon was obviously much more exquisite and delicate than Luo Feng's Star Annihilator, which was a single-person's weapon. However, the quality and fear generated from its barrel, the automaton weapon was that terrifying. There was a warning light on the back groove of the weapon, and the light was already bright red. Obviously it was activated the moment Pa Tuo had taken it out. Luo Feng used the cloud contact vine, its thick vines were like thick pythons wrapping towards the opponent. The automaton weapon the opponent brandished, however, made him stunned. "What's that?" Luo Feng was shocked. Laser gun. It wasn't that he hadn't seen a laser gun before. Back in the world within a world he had seen one, however the construct was obviously different. "Flee! Luo Feng! Danger!" At the instant the laser gun appeared, Babata's piercing voice resounded within Luo Feng's mind. "That's an automaton E9 grade laser gun, and it's the XTH series E9 grade. A top-class E9 laser gun, which is able to prepare within a short 0.1 seconds. The moment it's ready, it can instantly unleash a terrifying laser. Even E9 grade alloy materials would instantly be pierced, normal sector lord level 9s without special items would instantly die." Luo Feng's heart suddenly twitched. His hairs were all standing. He stared wide-eyed. He stared at the opponent's automaton metal object. That is actually an E9 grade laser gun. At this time, it was a true life or death moment. The moment the E9 laser gun fired, his 3 bodies, the Domain Lord level 9 Masha clan and the Golden Horned Beast wouldn't be able to withstand it. As his body's strength were far from sufficient. Naturally the Golden Horned Beast was huge, as long as it didn't hit any vital spots there was still hope of survival. However, the cave as too small, its body was too huge and couldn't even appear within. And to dodge that laser with speed? In such close distance, locked on. Light speed shot. One's consciousness wouldn't even be able to react, how could he possibly dodge? Chi! The Domain Lord level 9 fighter wielded the E9 grade laser gun, another with the arc blade flashing and dodging and knocking away the cloud contact vine. Even though the cloud contact vine was powerful, it was after all still Domain Lord level 9. In terms of level it was the same with this fighter, and the opponent was purely defending and dodging. The cloud contact vine may be able to kill the opponent, but to kill him within 0.1 seconds was simply unrealistic. D. The thick laser gun's warning light turned from red to green. 0.1 seconds had passed. Storing complete. While being chased by the thick vines, Pa Tuo's expression was struggling. Suddenly, he stopped and faced the barrel straight at Luo Feng. This pinnacle automaton device, the E9 grade laser gun, automatically targeted the distant Luo Feng. Go and die. Pa Tuo laughed manically and immediately pushed the button. There's no other way. I can only risk it all. Luo Feng's eyebrows were burning. His eyes filled with madness. Babata, take out the automaton ship. Understood. Babata didn't dare hesitate. Rumble. A 1-200 m tall silver-white pyramid appeared in mid-air. In times of such danger, this majestic automaton ship blocked Luo Feng within the frozen cave. Ha ha ha. Pa Tuo laughed madly, pressing the button. A glaring light-speed E9 laser shot out of the gun. It was extremely glaring, and just the energy alone was higher temperature than a normal star. If it were a normal person seeing it, he would instantly go blind. Shichichi. The thick red vines that were blocking, were like tofu being shot through immediately. They didn't have any chance to block it at all. Rumble. This automaton ship was a ship ridden by an automaton undying. Its body material was made from a pinnacle E grade. This was more perfect than any built by humanity, and it also had auto-regeneration. The surface of the ship could absorb attacks. It could be said that, as an E-grade pinnacle ship, with its absorption and regeneration abilities. Unless an undying decided to attack it, nothing else could present a threat to this ship. Of course Luo Feng had suddenly brought it out without any time to prepare its energy shield. If the shield was active, it would be even safer. Even though it didn't pierce through the ship, however, not piercing through was even more terrifying. Because light was formed from light particles. And the mass of light particles wasn't zero. Accurately speaking, light was also a matter. Because normally, light along with the weaker lasers, as long as the particles do not gather and condense together, the mass usually isn't that huge. However, this was a beam capable of piercing a planet. A beam capable of killing a Sector Lord level 9 warrior. Rumble. The beam that was extremely hot and heavy hit the ship but didn't pierce through. Hence, the powerful force created by the beam caused the entire automaton ship to immediately fly backwards. The lasers built on Earth back then were mostly relying on high temperatures to kill beasts. And the laser guns in the universe etc., as their powers got stronger, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions to trillions of times, continuously rising, resulted in the lasers not only having high temperatures but with high physical force. Normal laser shots would produce a cavity. However, since the automaton ship blocked it physically, it led to the ship enduring the entire physical force. As it got hit, it swiftly followed the direction of the shot and flew in that direction. Just like a billiard ball, after getting hit, it would shoot in the same direction. The ship was flung in the direction of the laser, and as the laser was originally locked onto Luo Feng, the ship was like a billiard ball flying backwards straight at the target Luo Feng. Masha Klansman. Change. Rumble. The ship hit by the laser crashed into the rubber. That terrifying physical force smashed into the rubber and instantly, the Masha Klansman fought hard to make itself incredibly soft but sturdy, but due to the sheer force however, the rubber began to split apart. Rumble, a portion of the force flowed through the rubber straight into the wall behind, causing the entire wall to tremble and shake. The ice layer split apart and cracked in all directions, and countless ice shards fell from the walls. The incredibly solid black stones also began to split apart, and some of them started falling down, as the entire pathway shook. Since the high temperatures generated from the contact of the ultra-laser and the ship was something much hotter than even the sun, the ice layers around began to melt, as steam engulfed the area. Not caring about anything else, Luo Feng's Masha body had formed into a huge mass of rubber. That rubber was completely torn apart, and within the core hollow part of that rubber, the strong vibrations that caused even the space to warp had created a force that hit his earth body. Rumble. His earth body was wearing AF-grade silver armor. Even if the laser hit him straight on, it wouldn't pierce through. Whine. Silence. Damn it. Luo Feng howled within. That painful howl. Why he didn't let his earth body enter the internal world at that critical moment, this was because, the earth body's surface had the cloud contact vine, and he was wearing an F-grade armor. These were all layers of protection. That terrifying force, after passing through the Masha clansmen, about 30% of it was wasted on the ship, 30% on the wall and 30% on the huge rubber formed by the Masha clansmen. Only about 1%, maybe even 1,000th entered the earth body. Even that was weakened, as it went through the armor. It went through the Domain Lord level 9, which was a powerful and yet flexible life form. The remaining force only completely broke the earth body's bones, destroying his organs. But at least it didn't break through the essence like the Masha clansmen. If it weren't for the armor and cloud contact vine weakening it, the earth body's weak and frail body would have had even his cells destroyed. The situation now was still good. Because the Masha clansman's core, the life crystal, and Luo Feng's true core were both within the earth body. The life core was extremely solid. And the true core was even sturdier. The final force didn't even destroy the earth body, naturally the true core was completely fine. Earth body returned to internal world. Masha clan, gather. Instantly, the completely disabled earth body in the heavily injured cloud contact vine vanished, and the life crystal released a strong black energy, swiftly forming the Luo Feng body, Masha Luo Feng. So, Masha Luo Feng silhouette flashed and rushed towards the Domain Lord level 9 enemy Patuo. He must have died. Patuo wielded the E9 laser gun. Seeing how the huge automaton ship had crashed straight into the human silhouette, even though it seemed like he saw a huge mass of rubber appear, but he still deduced, the enemy must be dead. That was an E9 grade laser gun. Such a level of weapon, it can't kill just a universe level 9 little punk. So, Luo Feng appeared right before him. You. Patuo's expression changed. Chi. The blade, which was infused with space laws, flashed so fast, that he couldn't even react. It split him straight in two. That blade also hit the life core and instantly broke it. Patua died. Pa. The E9 laser gun fell from his hand onto the ground, hitting the high-temperature melted ice below. Who? Luo Feng stood there, watching the body that was split in two, looking at the water that boiled around from the high temperatures, and the large amount of steam. He couldn't help but feel fear after. It's simply too terrifying. If the automaton ship's defenses weren't enough, it would have been pierced and it would hit me. This was also why the genetic armor was much more expensive, and this armor was cheap. Just like how a person wearing a solid armor on a highway, if he was hit by a huge car he would still be flung. Maybe the armor would be fine, but the person would be killed by the force. A person in an elevator, if the elevator suddenly fell and hit the ground, it may be fine, but the person would probably be dead. Same theory. A solid armor can defend against special situations, however against such terrifying force, it had little use. Luckily it worked. Luo Feng sat on the ground. The boiling water and temperatures around were at least a few hundred degrees. And this was also only because there were countless ice layers about within Demon Note Mountain, hence the temperatures weren't so high. Mist engulfed the area. Luo Feng's gaze landed on the silver-white, simple-designed E9 grade laser gun. E9 laser gun. Luo Feng held his breath. This was a true ultimate killing weapon. Especially with its 0.1 storage time, it made this laser gun extremely terrifying. Luo Feng flashed and knelt beside the E9 laser, picking up the seemingly simple automaton piece of work. He touched its peculiar sculpture. This was very similar to his silver-white pyramid ship. However, he could feel that this laser gun's material was somewhat better. It may seem like just a gun, but it felt even more terrifying than the large cannons of Earth. The barrel of the gun was only 1 m in diameter. In the vast universe, a few universe ships' main cannons, their barrels were at least hundreds to thousands of meters. This 1 m in diameter barrel, in the universe, it was indeed considered only a gun. Luo Feng, this is an E9 XTH-122 series laser gun that only the automatons can build. It's reputable for its small size and short preparation time. Babata communicated mentally. You should know, that technological weapons, even though humanity is proficient with it, the most it can create is a weapon capable of killing a Sector Lord level 9. As for creating one to kill an Undying, humanity cannot do it. Luo Feng nodded. Indeed, from Sector Lord to Undying, that was an evolution in essence. The automatons were different. Automatons were the origin for the technology of the universe, and all of its people were living AIs. They could even create weapons capable killing of Undyings. They could create F-grade comparable alloys. And these alloys had better qualities than the same grade pure metals. Just like when Luo Feng was in the Yun Mo ship back then, seeing the automaton Undying's corpse, that corpse was a simple alloy body. Even that alloy was comparable to F-grade metals, and for an alloy body to reach such level of flexibility in sturdiness etc., perfection, it was indeed an unbelievable thing. This was something only the automaton race could do. No other race could do it. A weapon capable of killing an Undying, only the automaton can build one. Babata continued, of course, those levels of weapons are extremely pricey. The automaton Undyings, even only a few of them can own such terrifying weapons. Luo Feng nodded. Same power, the smaller it is, the more expensive. The shorter the preparation time, the more expensive. This E9 grade laser, it's so small and its storage time is so short, it can be said to be the bane of Sector Lords. Babata said, even amongst the automaton race, this is rare. Your teacher back then never got such an item. How expensive would it be? Luo Feng asked. It's priced at about 5,000 mixed elements. Babata said, to Undyings, it's not considered too expensive, the problem is that it's considered a rare item. Even with money it's hard to buy, unless one is willing to pay few times the original price. So expensive? Luo Feng stared. 5,000 mixed elements was more expensive than even an automaton ship. Right, this laser gun can be considered a family heirloom. Babata said. Imagine having one of these in the family. If a Sector Lord enemy ever flew into your territory, the moment the galaxy security system picks up on the Sector Lord, you only need 0.1 seconds to prepare, and the moment he gets close, kill him in one shot. The Sector Lord wouldn't even be able to react. Luo Feng nodded. Right. From today onwards. Luo Feng rubbed the gun in his hand, feeling the coldness from the weapon. I've got another trump card. The Mwasha clansman's instantaneous speed is shocking. With it wielding the E9 grade laser and its shocking speed, surviving 0.1 seconds is too easy, once that passes, I can kill the enemy in one shot. Luo Feng kept the gun in his space ring, after which he checked the frozen body. Even though the ice around had melted and boiled around because of the high temperatures, this was after all Demon Mountain. Very quickly the cold from around had reached all about. In 10 seconds, the boiling waters once again froze over and became ice. The vapor around too formed an ice layer. Pa! His one step broke through the ice and he took the space belt from Pa Tuo's body. I wonder what he has on him. Luo Feng used his spirit energy to invade it and scan. With Luo Feng's perspective, normal treasures didn't entice him at all. This Pa Tuo's entire family fortune was far from even one mixed element. Ah, there are over 3,000 black tags here. Luo Feng was happy with the surprise of so many black tags. The many tags floated before Luo Feng, black and huge, every one of them represented at least a universe level's life. Over 3,000 lives. Demon Mountain, indeed stands for a new lease on life. Luo Feng shook his head. I hope my tag never becomes another person's spoils. With a wave he kept all the tags, including this unexpected reward. He had collected a total of 4,320 black tags. So, Luo Feng swiftly flew to the distant automaton ship and carefully checked it. The dent caused by the laser shot earlier was already almost gone and looked like it was new again. Looks like it'll be perfect again in a while. The memory regeneration of this alloy is not bad. Luo Feng complimented within. Babada, keep it in your storage space. Understood. The automaton ship that had fallen and had its surface frozen over immediately vanished. Within the caves, Luo Feng seemed like an ant carrying a blade and swiftly making his way forward. Even a lion hunting a rabbit has to give its all. If I meet a troublesome opponent, I'll immediately switch to the Masha clansman to settle it. Luo Feng walked and reflected on the battle before. The reason he was in such danger before was because he didn't initially treat the domain level 9 as an opponent, resulting in such danger. As he walked, he frowned. Babada. Luo Feng shouted within. That fighter that wanted to kill me, he shouted, it's you. And he even took out an E9 grade laser gun that even Undyings rarely own. From everything, I can deduce, some huge figure is trying to kill you. This person gave the laser gun to the Domain Lord level 9 and told him about your specialties, having a Domain Lord level 9 cloud contact vine. And the Sector Lord after you before, guarding that cave, he should be the same. From this I can deduce. This person that wants to kill you, probably arranged for more than one person to kill you. There are Sector Lords and Domain Lords with laser guns. Babada explained. Luo Feng squinted. Who wants to kill him? He didn't feel like he offended anyone. Powerful figures that want to kill you probably have some upper-level grudge. Babada explained, my guess is that there are 3 kinds, first is a sect battle, second is a personal grudge, and the third is a race battle. As the virtual universe companies every knight owns his own sect, you would eventually belong to the 9-Blade Knights sect. If the sect battles get intense, and someone views you as a potential threat, he would try to take the chance to get rid of you. However, these sort of genius assassinations are very despicable. The sect feuds must be pretty big. The second reason is personal grudge. You are True Yen Emperor's disciple. Anybody who has a grudge with True Yen may implicate you. Similarly, those who dare do such a thing must have huge grudges, otherwise they wouldn't take such risks. The final reason is race battles. The human race has intense battles with other races. A few warriors may have invaded other races to assassinate the geniuses of others, this is common. Luo Feng nodded. 3 possibilities. Luo Feng, as you get stronger and your position rises, unbeknownst to you, you might offend others, or others may want to kill you over nothing. These numbers will keep rising. Babata said, hence you have to be more careful. Luo Feng nodded. He couldn't die. This was a power even bigger than a universe country. Luo Feng was even more cautious as he proceeded. Anybody he met who was a domain lord level 7 and up he quickly settled with the Masha clansmen, and anyone below, he used his earth body to swiftly settle. Even though he was careful, killing others was hard to avoid. Very quickly, his black tag count reached 4831. On the 75th day of arriving in Demon Mountain, Luo Feng, who was carrying the blood shadow blade, walked along the cold pathways. Suddenly he squinted, staring in the distance. About over 90 kilometers ahead, there were two universe-level youths lifting a handmade exquisite bench. In it lay a skinny goat-like old man, who would occasionally snort, and besides him were another 5 youths who were following him. It's him. Luo Feng squinted, that old fart.